Right, now here's a secret I'm going to tell you that most Kava retailers won't, right? Morning, folks. Hey, look, I've been putting this video off for a bit. I was having to think about doing a massive, long form production on it. But it's probably best just a 2-camera piece from me. So, a lot of people complaining recently, the price of Kava's going up, right? And that's true. So let's deep dive into, why, right? So in the US, it's voracious. It just continues to climb, right? The demand for Kava. So Kava bars, Kava extract products, all that stuff. It's just continually reaching into that stock that's in the Pacific and demanding more, right? Now, obviously Australia coming on board a few years ago, that's increased demand as well, right? So, of course, supply and demand, the price goes up, right? Now, here's a secret I'm going to tell you that most Kava retailers won't, right? So, how the Kava industry basically works from end to end is that it's a 40-20-40 process, roughly, thereabouts, sliding a little bit, right? What that means is when you buy a $200 kilo Kava, approximately 40%, so $80 of that, goes to the farmer. About $40 of that, so 20%, goes to the processor, exporter, what have you. And then the top 40%, the remaining 40%, which is another $80, goes to the retailer, right? Okay, so that's how it works, right? Now, the end price is always determined by what the buy price is, right? And so your farmers and smallholders in Fiji and in Vanuatu, with the added demand, they're either hanging back on pulling up their Kava or they're selling it at a higher rate, right? Now, here's what I want you to take on board, right? I'm super fortunate. Like I live in Palm Beach, I'm stoked, and most of us in Australia, within reason, if we're honest about it, live a pretty comfortable life, right? Now, I want you to vision this, right? A Vanuatu smallholder, let's say he's on, I'd say Pentecost, the island of Pentecost, right? He's got his plot of land. It's likely that plot of land is been part of his family for literally hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, that plot of land, when we think farmers, right, in Australia, we have this, mental image of it being, a large block of land, right? Well, the phrase smallholders is there for a name, right? Now, the exact size varies obviously massively, but you are never going to be looking at like a plantation size holding, right? All families have, reasonably small. I'm going to put this out there, but I don't quite know exactly what the average is, but I'm guessing it's probably 200 to 300 meters at the most square, right? So they've got that limited land to grow crops on, to feed their family, and to put their kids through school, let their kids pursue their own dreams, whether that's back in the capital in Vila or travelling overseas, or even staying at home and learning the agriculture side of things. It takes money, right? And it's a tough life. Let me put another mental image to you, right? Again, pretty comfortable surroundings here, very comfortable, right? If you're a Kava farmer, at the back skirts of Savu Savu or right out the hills at the back of Vanuatu and Fiji, right? Again, it's your family land. It's probably been that way for a long time. And Kava grows in really high altitude areas, right? So to go access this Kava, you've got to grab your horse, grab an old banged up 4x4 cat if you've got one, and get up there, likely walk for a fair portion of it as well, dig these massive roots out of the ground, bring them back, clean them, and get them ready to sell to the processors, right? So a fucking shitload of work, right? A shitload. And of course, if you don't know this, Kava's yield, right, from seedling to full maturity is at least 3 to 4 years, right? So the only opportunity there to make that money is in that 3 to 4 year, cycle, right? So obviously the demand from the US and Oz is voracious and the prices are going up. what I'd suggest to you, if you're having to grumble about it, is just to take stock of where you're at and have an understanding of, you know, the farmer who's dedicated 4 or 5 years of his life to a crop. Now, he's got an opportunity here to get a few extra bucks per kilo, and those few extra bucks are likely or possibly going to get his kids through school. All right, on that note, folks, way to finish off a Sunday morning. As always, have a ripper day. Catch you later.